Yes, good. Remove your finger from the camera.
There's no finger.
There's no finger?
No.
What happened to your camera?
Is it not working, ma'am?
No, I can't see you, but it feels like something is hiding your camera because I can see it here on the screen. Maybe something is hiding your camera. Okay, so let us quickly revise what we have discussed in the previous class. We talked about the different types of crops, right? The first kind of crops that we talked about was the kharif crops. Now, the kharif crop, it is the one that is grown in the rainy season. And the season, particularly if we talk in terms of the month, so from the month of June to the month of October, the kharif crops, this is their month. And the examples of the kharif crop would be rice, which is also known as paddy. Then there's this thing, pigeon pea, maize, cotton, black gram. All of this would be considered as the kharif crops. Then come the rabi crop, which we talked about, like they are the ones that are grown in the winter season. So their season is from the November to the April. Examples, for the rabi crop, we have wheat, mustard, linseed, gram, and pea. Now, let us see what are the various kinds of practices that we do. So, in order to find the, you can say the better yield or the better growth of the plants that we have, or the crops that we have. The first one is the crop variety improvement. Improvement in the variety of the crop, right? You know that there are so many different kinds of, like if we talk about mango only, right? Mango has so many different kinds of varieties that are present in India, also present outside India. So same way, different crops have different varieties, and those varieties, they, like you can say, can be improved, and that is what we study under the crop variety improvement. Then we have crop production management. Now, crop production management is like basically while you are growing a crop on a field, right? The production, like to see whether the crop yield is good or not, whether it is sufficient to feed the population or not, whether whatever crop we have gotten, is it a higher quality or a superior variety or not. So all of that would come under the crop production management. Lastly, there is the crop protection management. We know that there are so many things that can like affect the crop production, such as there are so many insects, then there are so many like bacteria, fungi, right? All of these things can affect the way the crop grows. Apart from this, the scarcity of water, the scarcity of nutrients, minerals, all of these would also affect the yield of the crop. So to manage that, to protect the crop from all of those things, we do crop protection management. Now the superior crop, which has useful qualities like disease resistance, like meaning this crop, whichever will be like having a superior variety, it will be a disease resistant crop, meaning even if any kind of pathogen attacks that particular crop, then also the disease will not be caused in them. And that is what we call that kind of a crop as a disease resistant variety or a disease resistant crop. Then comes respond to the fertilizer, meaning how well is that particular crop able to take up the nutrients. Basically, if you think about fertilizers, have you people ever heard about fertilizers before, students?
Yes, ma'am.
What do they do?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, they help to,
Hmm?
ma'am, they help to prevent insects or bacteria coming on the plant, I mean on the crop. And second, they help the plant to be fresh, like, yeah, crop to be
See,
fresh.
see, the thing that you're talking about is not a fertilizer. Okay, it can be a pesticide, insecticide. That is what you're talking about.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that will, like, if we spray pesticide on the plant, that will help the plant to be protected from the pest and all. But when we talk about the like fertilizers, fertilizers are just like nutrients. Yes, Tejas, you wanting to say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. I was about to say that.
Say,
Ma'am, I was about to say what you were trying to say.
say it again.
Ma'am,
I did not give you the chance, so you say it.
they provide nutrition to the soil more than a manure.
Hmm. Right. All the different kinds of, like, a plant while growing, it requires a lot of things, right? It
Yes,
requires
ma'am.
so many nutrients like carbon, nitrogen, it requires phosphorus, sulfur. So all of that cannot be present in the soil as such. So we have to
Yes.
provide it in the soil. And that, like, even though fertilizer we are using, but fertilizer is a chemical only. That is why excess of fertilizer is also bad for the plant. But the plant, when it receives the fertilizer, when it gets the fertilizer, then it should be able to utilize it. Okay, like, what if it is getting like a lot of nitrogen in it, so it should be able to utilize that nitrogen for better growth. Then a superior crop has a high yield. High yield means a lot of crops will be produced, right? It will give, like, for example, if it is a mango tree, so a lot of mango will be produced on that tree. Big size, juicy, nice mango. And high quality products again refers to the yield of the crop. That tells us that, okay, even though the plant will do all of these things that we have studied about, apart from that, the plant should also have a high quality product. And by high quality product, we mean that they should be able to have all the, like, it should be packed with nutrients. If it is rice, if it is wheat, if it is mango, anything, any product that we use, right, that is used by the humans. So that should be in a very high quality. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any
Yes,
doubts?
ma'am.
No, ma'am. No,
No,
no.
ma'am.
All right. Now moving forward, there is a thing about hybridization. Now see, hybridization, it refers to a particular technique. It is a technique with which, for example, there are two plants. Okay. One is a plant that, I'll teach you like this way. There is a plant A and plant B. Okay. So there is a plant A that has a lot of fruits. Like, it has a high yield. And then there is a plant B that has, like, it can grow in all the types of soil, but it does not have high yield. And A plant has a high yield but does not grow everywhere. So we take one quality from this plant and one quality from this plant, and we produce a new plant combined of their qualities. That is a plant C. So this is like, if you want to think about it on a very small scale or a very short term, we can say that this is how, or this is what hybridization is. So basically, hybridization is a plant breeding technique that involves crossing two or more plants to produce new plant with desirable characters, two or more superior plants, right? The plants that are excellent in their characteristics. So two or more superior plants, when they are crossed and a new plant with desirable traits or desirable qualities, it is made from the parent plant. This whole entire technique of taking one, like, for example, we take the seed, the pollen from this plant, the female from this plant, and then the offspring C will be made. So in that case, we call it as hybridization. It is an artificial process that us human interference is involved in it, and that is how it happens. Now, this can be used to produce better plants, to produce like a greater quality of the crop. Now, hybridization is one of the most important techniques to improve the crop variety. Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, okay, first you people note down till here, then we'll move forward. Also, while you note, yes?
Nothing, ma'am.
Okay. While you people are noting down, please read it first, understand it, and then note it down. Don't be in a hurry. No one is in a hurry. Okay. You can switch off your videos and write comfortably.
Done, done, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you are done?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show the name? I'm done, ma'am. What is beside hybridization? Is hybridization. Ma'am, tell me, ma'am.
All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. All right. Now, this one, the thing that you wrote just right now, this is to tell you that the hybridization or that crossing in between the superior plants, it can be of very different kinds, right? The first one is the case of intervarietal, meaning in between two different types of variety. If we are doing the hybridization there, then we'll call it as intervarietal. Then comes interspecific, meaning if it is done in between two different species, then that is interspecific. Then comes intergeneric. Intergeneric is when it is in between the superior genus. So that is intergeneric. So the hybridization or this crossing, it can be of variety of types: intervarietal, interspecific, and intergeneric. Okay, any doubts, students?
No, ma'am.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now let us see all those factors or all those things for which this particular, you can say, crop variety improvement is done. Like we are doing it, but why do we need to do it? What is the use of it? So the factors for which the crop variety improvement is done, the first one is higher yield. Higher yield means to get a lot of the product from the plant, a lot, right? So as to feed the growing population, so as to store it for future use. So that comes under the higher yield. Then comes improved quality, meaning whatever product that we are getting, it should be in the top notch quality, the best quality that the product can come in. For example, the baking quality in the wheat. We know that wheat is used, like it is the all purpose flour and all, right? We use it for baking, we use it for cooking variety of stuff. So the baking quality should be good. So that is one improvement in the quality. Then pulses. We know that all the different kinds of pulses, they are the source of proteins for us. So protein quality can also be improved in the pulses. Oil seeds are responsible for production of oil, right? So these oil seeds, they can be, like you can say, the oil quality of these oil seeds must be like top notch. Then preserving quality in fruits and vegetables, right? Preserving quality meaning the fruit and vegetables should not go bad easily. Okay, it should not go bad in just one day. So all of these are the different improvement in the quality of the crops. Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Apart from that, the crop variety improvement is also done for biotic and abiotic resistance. Now, biotic stress and abiotic stress. Biotic refers to living, the things that are living that can cause an effect, a bad effect mostly on the plant. They are the biotic stress, such as the microorganism, the insects, meaning anything that can eat the plant, cause disease in the plant. So they are called as the biotic stress. So a plant should be resistant to the biotic stress that is caused, right? It should be able to withstand it. Then comes the abiotic stress. Now, the abiotic stress is the non-living stress, meaning like drought. What is drought, students? You know what is a drought? Tell
Yes,
me.
ma'am. Drought.
Hmm.
Ma'am, drought is like when there's no water present, like in the ground.
Yes. Meaning in the case of water scarcity,
Yeah,
drought
what?
is the case, right? The soil goes dry, completely dry. It has cracks in it. So that is a stressful condition for the plant, isn't it? If the soil does not have water, then the plant will also not get water. So this is an abiotic stress. Then comes flood. Just the opposite of the drought is the flood, right? When excessive of water is present in the soil and in the surrounding. So that can also create a lot of problems for the plant, right? The plant can get washed away, right? It can die because of excess of water. Then comes salinity. Salinity refers to the salt concentration in the soil. If there is a high salt concentration, then obviously the plant will be affected by it, right? It will either die or it will get dried up. So all of that. And then waterlogging. If the water is not like it is not a flooding situation, but the water is logged in that particular area. So we call it as waterlogging. So all of these are non-living conditions, non-living stresses that can cause a bad effect in the plant. Because of all of these, the crops will suffer a lot, the products will not be synthesized, and all of these things should happen. So the biotic stress and the abiotic stress, they are the two kinds of stresses that the plant can undergo or a crop can undergo. So making a crop in such a way that it is resistant to these kind of stresses will be beneficial for us, isn't it? Are you all following me, getting what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Then for a wider adaptability. Now, adaptability, you know that there are certain plants that can grow well in one area and cannot grow well in the other area, because every plant has their own requirement of the soil. It has their own requirement of the water, weather condition, air, and everything, right? So these crops can grow, you can say, if we grow the crops or improve the crops in such a way that they would have a wider adaptability, then meaning the crop can go anywhere, or it can, you can say, it can adapt better and produce a better crop. So produce a better like the food or vegetables or fruit. So the crops can grow in different conditions and it will help in setting high production. Meaning this one crop, which earlier did not used to grow in many locations, now it can grow in many locations. So maybe let's just say there is a land, and on that land there is no space. You have another land on which the soil is different from that land. So now you would think that, okay, my plant or my crop required that kind of a soil. So how will I be able to grow this crop on a new land? But now if your crop was, you can say, improved variety, right? It was a improved variety. Then it can grow in that type of soil also and this new type of soil also. So this is what is meant by wider adaptability, meaning it can adapt to new situations better. The last, there is the desired traits, meaning if like we are improving the crops in such a way that whatever quality that we want to be there in a crop, that we can get. So that is a desired trait. For example, if you want a tall plant, that can happen. If you want a lot of branching in the plant, then that can also happen. If you want the leaves to be big and green and flourishing, so all of these traits that we want to be there in the plant, if it is there, so it is a result of crop variety improvement. Meaning for this also the crop variety improvement is done. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
So
ma'am.
all in all, if we see what are the reasons or what are the factors, right? You can say factors or reasons. So talking about it, so what are the reasons for which we are doing the crop variety improvement? Why are we doing it? Isn't it? The question should be, why are we doing it? So we are doing it for the higher yield. We are doing it for the improved quality, right? And then we are doing it for making the crop biotic and abiotic stress resistant, right? We should we should be able to have a crop that is resistant to all kinds of stress. Then only the crop will flourish. Then we are doing to have a wider adaptability in the plant. And lastly, we are doing it to get whatever quality product we want from them, to get the desired trait. So all of these are the reasons or the factors for which we are doing the crop variety improvement. After that would come the crop production improvement. In this case, here different kind of practices will be adopted by the farmers to achieve higher crop production? Like, what are the various ways that we can adopt so that we can get a great variety of the crops that we have? Clear, students?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right, now you people can note it down.
Ma'am, we have to write the examples.
Which example?
Yes, ma'am. Brinjal,
Oh, this
after
one.
brinjal. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we can scroll. Ma'am, just one more example.
No, that is not necessary.
Okay. I'm done now.
All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.